The earliest species on this planet were asexual. They reproduced by copying themselves. So here's my take on it. Women came first. Women created men just to carry genes.
Good day, Crucian Mahogany here, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be watching a compilation of videos. Even though we can see with our eyes, we can see with our brains, we can see with life, the reality of things. People have a hard time figuring this out because they're controlled by the philosophies that they've been taught all their lives and allow for that to take over their brain. They just can't figure this shit out. This neuropsychologist, Dr. Sam Goldstein, we're going to start off with him. We just saw a little clip of this video. I'm going to continue playing the rest of his video. And I have a lot of stitches for you to see. And I'll come back and forth and kind of give you some insight. Stay tuned. Take a look. Here we go.
Here's my take on it. Women came first. Women created men just to carry genes, which is why the egg is so big. It has lots of other DNA in it besides the chromosomes. And the sperm is so small. It has nothing but the chromosomes. If you remember the size of the sperm to the egg, it's like the moon to the sun. Two eggs, through a process called atomopsis, which is an electrical process, can be fused together and actually make a species in lower organisms. Two sperm can't even go out for a beer together. So what's the deal? Women created men to carry extra genes for those times when they wanted to survive. Men created fancy colors, feathers, dances, whatever they could do to get women's attention, because the whole goal is to get your genes into another body. So the males created all of this fancy preening, and then they created aggression. And then they would fight among themselves so that the biggest and the strongest would get the females. And therein lies the problem. Because once they obtained the females, the men then used that aggression to control them, to make decisions for them, even though the women were the smarter of the two. And so the world is screwed up. And that's my take on it. Women, believe it or not, at every age have better executive functioning, slightly better intellect, better problem solving, lower incidence of impulsive behavior, because they evolved to stick around, take care of the children, forage for food, while the men wandered around hoping to kill something. So should women run the world? Yes, but men are not going to get out of the way and let them do it.
What do you guys think about that? For many centuries, this has not been the situation. This has not been something common for men to. Actually, a lot of philosophers have admitted to this, but most people are indoctrinated by their religious beliefs and as such allow for their minds to be warped into not seeing things for what they truly are. We can see in nature that women give birth to everybody. There's no way to come to this plane without a woman giving birth to you. That's the only way. And we can see in even the fetus. The fetus begins as feminine or a girl. And then at some point, there's a surge of some hormones that cause the ovaries to drop into testicles and the clitoris to elongate into a phallus. And that's what makes a male. And of course, those changes continue occurring throughout their life, which makes them male. This doctor, he's telling some truths, and a lot of people might not agree because they don't want to see that time is really an illusion in a way where what you can consider happening today is what happened yesterday and what will happen tomorrow. Now, he mentioned a few things that are very important for us to take knowledge of. One, males come to make sure that their genes go into another body in order for them to survive, in order for them to keep living. For them, it is a race in order to get their sperm into another body so that they can continue procreating, only for the fact of just allowing for procreation to happen. It's not the same as far as nurturing or making sure they stick around. One of their main goals is to procreate or spread their seed as far and wide as possible. These next stitches are going to show us the exact mentality that agrees with what this neuropsychologist has explained to us and what I'm explaining to you, which is that the reason that males were created were to make sure that their genes, like if we needed extra genes, they were available so that too many mutations doesn't happen. But as you saw in my previous video, the mutations are happening even more with the males that are available. So for some reason, we've been doing something wrong. Let's watch these stitches. Let's continue to watch these stitches, and we will have more conversation in a bit.
Our bodies is still, I told a girl the other day, our bodies don't even tell us to love y'all. It tells us to fuck y'all. Like it does. Like I said this, it's easy to fuck 3 girls back to back. It's hard to fuck your girl 3 times in a row, right behind each other. Like, think about that. Like, if you really think about that, right? 3 girls walk in back to back. You up and ready each time. It don't matter. Your girl back, like, trying to hit her 3 times in a row, your dick gonna tell you, nah, man, we don't want this. It's most cases. Like, our bodies tell us to go and get somebody else.
Yeah.
That's why 30 men can populate the whole planet. It's running through our bodies. It's like saying, our brains don't say fall in love. It say her and I'm get some of that kind, and then I'm try this. You know what I'm saying, don't it? Like, but they don't know that our bodies say this
instinctually.
Shit, right? Yeah.
All right, so you saw what they were saying, and not one of them disagreed. No one said, oh no, that's not the case. They're showing and talking a lot more, which is great. It's great understanding. Hopefully we can be paying attention, ladies. This information is something that maybe you didn't know or you weren't aware of, that they don't stay still. That was not the way that nature created them. Now we're getting a fuller understanding. I'm glad they're talking and being honest about the way they look at themselves, look at us as women, look at life, and look at their yearnings, because it's good for you to know and to keep that in mind when you're out here thinking that you're going to be able to hold a man and keep him to yourself. The reality is they were not meant to be kept. Unfortunately, we've been given that idea and believe it so much. Take advantage of watching these videos because there's more coming. And one of the things is that you have to be aware of the reality versus what you think is supposed to be or should be or could be. The reality of things, it's important to take note of and pay attention to.
Man, we don't want this.
I'm not going to do my usual thing of breaking this video down and explaining why it's wrong, because this is all just pseudoscience and pseudobiology that red pill, alpha male, manosphere guys try to push to justify men's poor behavior. I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to implore you all, and maybe this can catch on some way, shape, or form, to reframe the way you think of men and women's behaviors. So instead of seeing it as this is how we naturally are, that's just how our bodies are, let's reframe it as what socialized us to be this way. Or instead of saying why are men like this, let's look at it as how can men be better than this. And I'm not even telling y'all to just dismiss biology entirely, but at least add the possibility of socialization into your thought process. At least add that, please.
I want you to realize that this is what has gotten many women into trouble as far as their feelings and their expectations of guys. We always want to think that there is that one person for us that will sacrifice and actually discipline themselves to be that, what he said, as far as overriding their biology in order to not act in the way these guys are acting in that video, or the way the guys are expressing that they are wired in that video. But the reality is that that's not the case. Most people, most guys do not discipline themselves in a way where they are able to control or subdue that urge that is a constant urge for them because of the hormones that continuously flow through their bodies that force them to want to have sex. And it's really about getting their genes into another body. That's it. Getting their genes into another body, because you'll find that there a lot of times they don't even care about what the outcome is, as far as taking care and making sure they stick around to raise and nurture the offspring. But as far as getting their genes into another body, that is the focus and the goal for most guys. This young guy here, he is trying to keep up with the status quo, that we should just settle and actually continue perpetuating the ideology of that this is, you can override biology. Again, sure, there is a possibility, but chances are biology wins. Let's continue.
Nathaniel, stand up. How many children?
28.
How many women?
16.
Terrence?
4
4.
children,
With?
2 different women.
Yeah. Ryan?
Almost 5 children with 4.
Almost 5.
Yes,
now talk to me about an almost 5.
I have another baby due November 22nd.
So 4 children.
4 children.
How many mothers?
4 different women.
4 different women.
Yes.
And you got a baby on the way. Okay. And John?
6 baby mothers, 11 children.
11 children. And Jumani?
I have 6 children with 4 different women.
4 different women.
Yes, ma'am.
Now here's what I want us to get. That these men collectively have 87 children. That includes Jay.
Okay, I'm going to stop that video there. There's more to that video because the guy on the stage, I think he has 30-something children. I don't remember or recall the exact amount. But again, all a man has to do is to enter without protection, because the ultimate goal doesn't matter how many women, but more than likely it will not be one. The biology is strong. The biology runs things for many men, for many guys out here. Even if they have a supportive person at home, someone who really values their relationship, takes care of them, etc., it is not the focus when it comes to the emotion of sex. That emotion overrides a lot of thinking. It clouds thinking.
Pull out game, mate. Pull out game, mate. I just don't pull out. Motherfuckers that want to know I don't pull out. It ain't weak. Pull out. Me weak. Said talk about my
30 kids. Somebody get the neutered. What the? How does he even remember all of their names, bro? That's what I'm concerned about. 30 kids. That's a tribe.
And it won't stop. As he said, he doesn't pull out. And I don't know how many women that was with. You see, there's a picture down there of all of the children that so far, at least the ones he claims. He's serious about his business. He's making sure that he gets as many of his genes into as many bodies as possible.
Aaron, you are the father. In the case of 22-year-old Deshaun, Darren, you are the father.
You come to me. You come to me. Meet me halfway. Meet me halfway. I want you to look at me. I want you to look at the
You're looking at it. In the case of 19-year-old Tykira, Darren, you are the father.
Now, Maury Povich is an old school. Oh, Maury Povich show. That's so ghetto. Oh, that show is so ratchet. And the fact that these people are celebrating. Usually people come on that show because the person is denying that these people are their children. But look how old these people are. They're not babies. These people are old. They're grown. Apparently, they were already raised. And, okay, maybe he's happy now, because he doesn't have to do any work to help nurture and raise them. And he knows that now his plan has worked. His genes live on.
Got 43 kids.
Go ahead, baby. What you want to know?
How many kids you have?
I got 33 daughters and 13 boys. 22 baby mamas.
How many
2 ex-wives. 12 grandkids. Only out of 3 daughters. So imagine when the other ones get to popping off. And a lot of times y'all don't know the situation what I was going through on child support. Let me tell y'all stinking assholes something. In the last 40 years, all y'all stinking assholes who put y'all daddies, y'all brothers, y'all husband, and y'all baby daddies on child support, all y'all did is help the system gain 43 million black brothers and sisters is in jail for child support, you stupid motherfucker. And all you did is tore up your fucking family, you dumb bitch. Then you wonder why a nigga don't want you.
Now, ladies, if you just want to have children and you just want a child, you can definitely pick one of these kind of guys. They are willing to give you the juice. They are more than willing to give anyone the juice.
And how many kids? 24.
14 boys and 16 girls.
How many kids is that? 30.
35.
No, I don't believe.
37 grandchildren, 11 great grand and 9 great great grand.
Wow.
Right.
What?
Look.
And 20 baby mans.
Look, all these are my daughters. She's just 31. Look, that's my daughter again. My son. All this. Look.
It's great. And big man, you're how old? 84.
83.
83. Where I put 84 for me fat. All these are my daughters.
80 plus.
How was your firstborn? How old is your firstborn?
60.
What are you talking about? I said 50. I said you look 50. 33 years younger.
I would have took. I would have given you back your phone. I make you cry.
The question I want to ask, what's the reason die? What do you eat?
I'm big eyes, everything.
Really?
But lot of lot of psychic.
Yep. This man is 83 years old. He have 30 kids, the youngest of which is 9. So he was in his 70s still doing it. Sounded like he Jamaican. But y'all, just be careful because old man got worms. The veracity and the actual quality of the sperm decreases quickly for males. Just don't be rushing to go make children with old men. They have worms, y'all. They do.
Do you know who this man is? Well, you probably should, because he could be your damn daddy. This man has up to 550 kids throughout different countries. And no, he's not laying with all these women to have all these kids. This man's name is Jonathan Jacob Myers. He's 41 years old and he's donated sperm throughout a whole bunch of different countries. Apparently, when it comes to sperm donation, you're only supposed to have 25 kids. But this man has literally lied to multiple women saying that he only has a certain amount of kids, knowing that he actually has 550 kids. He's even stooped so low to sell his sperm privately, still misleading all the women he sells to. The government has done nothing about this, but luckily he is finally getting sued for increasing the possibilities of incest. So again, I have to ask, do you know who this man is?
550 children. This is how far it would go. It doesn't even mean that you have to have it directly with true intercourse. This is just the idea. Of course, if he could have it direct intercourse, that probably would be awesome for him. But this is the mentality. We're looking at the mentality behind making sure that your DNA, your genes, go into as many bodies as possible, guaranteeing his survival 550. He's even using trickery. He's even gotten more than he's supposed to have. It's something that's so deep in his biology that he will use trickery to make sure that it happens by any means necessary.
How many children do you have?
84.
84.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. 70 wife my.
17 wives.
Yes.
That's a lot of wives.
Yeah.
I have one wife, which is enough.
Yeah, I'm sure he
can understand
you. Maybe.
Now, this one is pretty interesting. You see this man say, I have 84 children. And the other man says, congratulations. Because they know, man to man, that's their goal. That's the goal. That's their accomplishment. The other guy says, I just have one wife. That man laughed in his face. He said, huh? One? Just one? I have 17. With pride. While he's standing on his cane. Because see, what a lot of guys don't realize is that having all of that diminishes your quality of health. Look in nature. Look in nature. Look amongst the other animals in nature. Each output is an output of your life force energy. So think about that. So yeah, you have 17 wives and 84 children. You think you're not exhausting your life force energy in all of that? Either way, that man is happy. He is happy and proud of his 84 children and 17 wives. So he laughed that man in his face. That's the mindset. That's the goal.
How many children do you have?
23, 22 baby mother. Real bad man.
Shout out to the Jamaicans, them, and ting. You see the pride? Even the two guys that's watching him talk about is, real bad man. The pride is real. This is their goal. This is biology in motion, biology in our face. Unless a person has the ability to elevate their mindset, they're going to be run by their biology, the automated programming of their system. And unchecked or undisciplined system is just going to go by its biology, which is to just utilize all your life force energy, get in your genes into another body, and that's it.
Right now at my young age, Mr. Young, bold and beautiful, I'm 37 years of age, the 24th of this month.
How many children do you have?
23, 22 baby mother. I was batting careful, a good cricketer.
If you're batting careful, how did you manage to have 23 children?
Because I lick all of the runs, them I never out for ducks.
Yeah?
I never out for ducks.
You think you're a role model for the young guys of Jamaica?
Yeah, I'm a role model for the young guys of Jamaica because remember my first song said, I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them see the way. Show them all the beauty we possess inside. And my part come in and say, send for your protection if you're not ready for baby. I never get nobody pregnant till when me named Dan Gargan.
At what age was that? What age were you the Dan Gargan?
When me at 15.
You started at 15 and you believe as a role model having 23 children with 22 women.
When you can't mind them.
Yes? And even when you can, that is a good way for a role model to behave?
Yeah, it's better than you get the pit in them because whenever time a woman get pregnant in the world is the blessing of the Almighty God and comes what me God send that child in this world for you should not commit abortion. You're a murderer and that them thing there where Prime Minister to start to sentence the doctor them where take out people picking out of them because God give life and when it come here you must preserve it, you desert it.
Do you take care of all of those children?
Me make sure me not talk to woman we too poor, Me talk to woman we can't mind all me too.
Well, we have come to our end of our video. I hope you enjoy it. I want to thank you for watching today's video. Now, as we've gone through this video, we're going to recognize that, of course, people can overcome their biology with extreme amounts of self-discipline, extreme amounts of knowledge of self, extreme amounts of meditation. And even then, it is almost impossible for guys to avoid the urges that are presented within them biologically. Ladies, we have to think about the mindset of what we're dealing with and not hold too many high expectations. And I'm not saying that you have to put up with guys going here and there and everywhere like they do and have been forever. You can choose to bow out. Either you recognize the reality of what you're dealing with, the reality of life for them, meaning don't fool yourself. Make sure you're prepared to understand that your husband, your boyfriend, your long-term significant other, if you go looking in his phone, you're going to find something, because you always know in the back of the mind that there's always a chance for a guy to be a guy. That's just part of what we know it innately, but I think a lot of times we don't acknowledge it or accept the reality of what is. And because our society shames women for the biology of a man, and neither herself, because nobody is monogamous. That's not reality. Nobody is monogamous. Men have a hard time dealing with that fact of a woman's nature too. And because men have a hard time dealing with that fact of the woman's nature, she is shamed for that. He's not, because now it's allowed for him to do so. But anyway, I want to thank you for watching today's video. Please subscribe, like the video if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.